Hey guys, welcome to another Linux tutorial. Today, let's learn filters and redirection in Linux. These two concepts are important in Linux because as a Linux engineer, you will understand how to work with files and how to filter files. That's because you will have lots of files in your system. So you have to understand how to filter and how to search for specific files and configurations. So to do this, we have many commands like grep, we have lace, mer, tail, head. So let's get started with grep. Grep is a handy command in Linux. You can use grep to look for specific files in Linux. Okay, right now I am in my virtual machine and let me list which kind of files do I have. You can see I have these files and these files Anaconda. Anaconda, this is a file which has lots of content inside it. Right now I am using this file to use grep command. Okay, I use grep. First of all, let's read or display the content of Anaconda. Okay, I want to use cat to display the content. You can see we have these lines in this file. Right now, I want to look for this word SLNX. Let me clear this screen. Okay, I use grep SLNX, name of the file. It means that you are searching for SLNX in this file. After I press enter, you can see that SLNX appears on your screen. So this is a simple command and we have some options with grep command. The first option is -i. Sometimes you are looking for SLNX with small and capital letters. So in this case, you have to use this command. Grep -i, name of the file, and file. You can see two SLNX with capital and small letter. Okay, this is a really handy command when you are looking for file. If I want to, for example, I'm trying to look for SLNX in a directory where there are lots of files and I'm trying to find out and search SLNX in all those files. So what I want to do, I use grep -r SLNX. For example, I want to look in this directory, etc. In this etc, look SLNX in all file. Star indicates all. If I press enter, you can see I found these files which contains SLNX. Okay. Sometimes you are trying to filter file which excludes a specific word. In other words, for example, I am trying to display all content in Anaconda except SLNX. Okay, what you will do, I use grep minus vi SLNX and Anaconda. What does this command mean? This command means that try to look all files, all content in these files excluding SLNX. If I press enter, you can see that I am observing, I am watching all files except SLNX. This is really important to understand how to use these commands according to your requirement. Now the scan command is less. As I told you previously that in order to display, in order to look or search, you have two commands. The first one is less and the other one is more. So these two commands perform the same task, but less commands, it has more functionality or more features comparing to more. So let me show you. Less Anaconda. I wanna search in Anaconda, trying to use less. Enter. Now you can see I am watching and observing contents inside Anaconda. If you are looking for specific words, try to use this symbol. This is /. For example, I want to look for part. Each words which contains part, each lines which contains parts in these files, try to display that. You can see it found 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It found 4 lines which contains parts. So this is really useful and this is really helpful. For example, if you are looking for SLNX as we used previously, file not found, SLNX. Oops. Oh, I have to first quit. Okay. Less SLNX. You can see it found only one line. It found only one line, which contains SLNX. For example, when you want to find SLNX in capital letter, I have to quit. SLNX. You can see, and it found only one line which contains SLNX. So this command is really useful and helpful when you're looking for a specific file. As I told you, we also have more, which performs the same task as less, but which it doesn't have the functionality and feature that the less has. For example, I want to the more command only used to display the content. For example, if you want to display the Anaconda, it only displays. You can see the content, but you cannot do anything. Okay. We also have 2 other commands. For example, you have file which contains hundreds of lines, but you want to display the first few lines, or you want to display the last few lines of the file. So what do you want to do? You use head, which its name implies. It is looking for the first few lines. You can use head and then you can specify the number of lines and the name of the file. Right now it only displays 5 lines of this file, Anaconda. If you wanna display 10 line, you can simply change the number of line and try to enter. You can see it displays the 10 first line. This is also really helpful. If you want to see the last 10 lines, you can use tail. Alright, now I can see the last 10 lines. For example, you can see it displays these lines. So I describe the head, I describe tails, and sometimes tail is really important. For example, if you are trying to observe what is happening in your system, you want to understand the live systems, you can use -f. Okay, for example, we have a directory which contains logs files. If you want to, these log files contains the logs which is generated by your system. It indicates that what is happening in your systems. So you can use tail and the path var /var/log. Sorry, I have to list this. var/log. And now you can see we have these logs in our systems. For example, more importantly, we have messages. Inside messages, whatever is happening in your system, so it generates logs. Okay, for example, if you want to check the content of the message, you can use tail. For example, you want to see the last 5 lines, log messages. You can see it is showing me the last 5 lines inside messages. Right now, what I'm trying to do is, for example, I want to use tail with -f. It indicates or monitors your systems. In other words, what is happening in your system, it generates the log. So let me tell you tail-if. For example, you can display, yes, you can var log messages. Right now, it observing your system live, your live systems. For example, what is happening in your system. For example, if I want to log in, if I want to log into my systems, the message will be generated. So let me show you. I have to use my git bash as well to log into the system. cd vagrant cd CentOS ls. Okay, vagrant ssh. After I am trying to log into the system, you can observe, see, 2 lines are generated. Starting hostname service, started hostname service. It means that it is generating for whatever events is happening in your system. It generates the log files. This is extremely important when you are trying to troubleshoot your system. For example, a specific service is not working, or you are trying to troubleshoot the systems. You can see it was deactivated. So I am trying to, again, the session removed. Okay, this is really helpful. So we also have another command which is called cat. What does this command perform? The cat commands perform, it's showing the first column in a specific file. For example, I have to quit from Control C. Oops, sorry. I have to again log in. Login. Okay, now I have files in this directory, ls etc passwd. I want to understand the contents of this file. Passwd, in this file, many users, whatever users you have in your system, they are stored in this file. You can see this, I have these users inside my system, for example, root, bin, daemon, and etc Apache. So right now you are trying to only look for a specific username. For example, here we have different different rows, first row, second row, and we have with different columns. The columns are separated with this semicolon, and for example, so right now what I want to do, I only need the list of users in my system. I do not need, for example, the group number and the group and the user ID and so on. So what I want to do, I use this command, for example, cat -d means delimiter, only try to displace the first column, from this file. Right now, if I enter, you can see that I only see the username. Okay. If you want to understand, if you are looking, for example, for the group number or for the group name, so you can simply change the column number. Whatever column you need, for example, I need column 3. You can see this is the group number. So this is also really a very handy command. We have another command which do the same task. So we can use awk. For example, I can simply paste awk, try to print the first column, and in this file, if I press enter, you can see this is really useful. For example, sometimes when you have files which are not comma separated, which are not, for example, they didn't use delimiter, so you can simply use the awk command. Okay, so far we have learned many commands for filtering and for how to, for example, search specific content. And right now what I'm trying to do is to, for example, in a specific file you have to modify, or you have to replace some words with another words. So what you will do, first off, you need to use vim and name of the file. For example, I want to modify this. You can see this file has lots of lines. For example, in each lines we have set name Toulouse. And what I want to do, I want to replace Toulouse with, for example, with Paris. Okay, right now you have to use this symbol. Okay, S means search. Search what? Search Toulouse and replace it with what? Paris. Okay, you can see I found lots of lines which contains Toulouse. Okay, right now I want to replace this with Paris. Okay, right now if I enter, okay, if I want to, for example, I am looking for Ismin search. I want to look for the word Toulouse and I want to replace it with Paris. You can see I found the Toulouse and I want to replace with Paris. So G means global. If you press enter, you can see that it was they were replaced with Paris, like here. So right now, if you want to look for the Paris, see, it was really useful. So this is how you can replace files in your system. I wanna save and quit. So this was the one way, and also we have another way to change that. For example, I can use seed command. Seed command you can use it to simply change or replace words in your file. For example, I changed Toulouse to Paris. Right now, what I'm trying to do is to change from Paris to Toulouse. Is again, for example, Paris. I try to find or search for Paris and replace it with Toulouse. And G means global. Global means, for example, sometimes in one line, probably you have two words which contains Toulouse. You have to change all of them. So that's what global means. So then name of the file, for example, my file. Right now, if you want to check your file, so it should be changed from Paris to Toulouse. You can see we have successfully changed and modified our file. And this is how we can filter and how we can work with our files while you have lots of files and data in your systems. And thank you for watching. Have a good day.